All right, y'all, today we are going to be talking about invites, follow-ups, and growing your social media, and which each of those things means and how it applies to your business. And really, this is truly the bread and butter of your business. So first off, starting with invites. This is when you are truly just inviting to what's called a challenge group. So y'all have already been a part of challenge group most likely. And within that is something that I'm consistently inviting to. For me, I invite to something because I want to put a date on it. So I make mine start the third Monday of every month. And so this is just so I can get people excited. I can say, hey girl, like I have a challenge group starting, or I have a boot camp starting on this date. I would love for you to join. There's going to be a group of people starting together. And the way that I run it is it's the same one that you're most likely in. So it's with Stephanie Carlstead, and y'all are more than welcome to also start that way as well. And then when you grow your own team and have enough people to then run your own, then you are more than welcome to do that as well. If you want to from the beginning, that is perfectly fine. The reason that I run mine with her simultaneously is that there's a lot more engagement if there's a lot of people. If you only have, maybe a couple people to start with and even like 10 people total, you're probably going to not have as much engagement and excitement. So I would be always inviting to that. But the invite itself is going to be a message. You're probably going to start by inviting your friends and your family. And in addition to that, what I did is I just went through the alphabet of my friends list, like on my Facebook or even my Instagram, and invited people that way. And so what you'll want to do is have a date in mind that you want to start a challenge group and invite them into that group. You'll want to share a little bit about what you're doing, how you're helping others, and then I always hit on this community because I think that's one of the best things that people need for support. And so I always just end the message, if you want more information or if you want the deets, send me a message. I would love to hear from you. So definitely make it your own. It should be your own verbiage and your own personality. And I would also make it personalized towards them. So if someone recently got engaged or married, I always say congratulations, or recently had a birthday. Some sort of detail that makes it intuitive so that they know you're speaking directly to them. And I also like to use people's names. So that is number one, is inviting to your challenge group, inviting to this health and fitness journey with you. I started with inviting, and my first two people that, came on board with me were my boyfriend and my best friend. So I just wanted them in the group with me together, and I was just like super fired up about it. So I'd make sure you're sharing that piece. For your follow-ups, that is going to be after you've invited someone. So say someone says, yeah, I would like more information, please, or what have you, then they can go up on a follow-up list for you. And so I send them the information, but say they don't respond right away. Then probably 5 days later, I'm going to check in and say, hey, did you happen to look over the information? I would love to answer any questions you may have. And then also, if they don't say anything maybe, or maybe they say not right now, it's not always going to be someone's time right now, and they will join you when they're ready. And that could be in a month, that could be 5 months, that could be a year, so it has to be right for them, and that is not a problem at all. So our job is to continue following up, continuing to see if they need this in their life, because people's circumstances change daily. So it's always important. They might be going to the gym and, seem like they have a great routine that's working for them. And in a couple months, they might have some sort of diagnosis or kind of fall off the wagon and really need some help. So it is our job to always follow up, be consistent with that, because if you decide, I don't want to follow up because I feel like I've been ghosted a couple times, then you're making that about you and how you feel about it, and it might be slightly uncomfortable, but ultimately it is our job to follow up because it's for them and it's for their benefit. And we know how much this has changed our lives, so I get so fired up to be able to give that to someone else. And it may take them a while to realize that, but that is okay. So that would be your follow-up. I'm constantly changing my verbiage every month, but it's something similar to my invite. However, if they said, they had been going to the gym, or if they're working with a personal trainer, then when I do my follow-up, I just say something along the lines of, hey, how are your workouts at the gym going? Are you still crushing it, girl? So something to make them realize that, you remembered these things and you just want to see how it's going. You're not trying to sell, because we're not salesmen. We're just trying to help people. So that is following up in a nutshell. So we will go on to growing your social media. I'm going to break it down by Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, it's different because of the fact that we do use hashtags. So in your posts, as we previously spoke about, you want to use hashtags that represent you, who you are, your interests. And some people, there are a couple of routes in growing your social media. Some people enjoy finding a hashtag that is similar to themselves, and searching it to see what types of other people are using that, and then potentially just following them. I have tried this myself and did not have a ton of grasp from it. For me, I felt like I was wasting more time because I use some things like Aussie Mom or Bloomerl Aussie, and those would bring me to dog accounts or other coach accounts, and it just took more time for me to sift through them and find people that were similar to me and who I'm targeting, then it was beneficial. So you'll want to first think of your target market, who that is to you. For me, it's women from probably 18 to 35, and a lot of times they're living a similar lifestyle in the fact that they like horses or agriculture, or maybe we love the same boutique. We love turquoise, rings, what have you. So you will find your tribe based on your similarities and your own self. So kind of think about what things you enjoy. So how I do find my people, other than my warm market, when I'm looking for cold market people, growing my social, I like to look at other accounts that I enjoy. So there is like an infamous jewelry account that I love, and so I always go to them, and typically I look at their most recent post, and on their most recent post I'll go through people who have liked it, and if they kind of like cross off my boxes in my mind of someone similar to myself, then I'm going to follow them, and I'm probably going to like one of their pictures, or at least one or two, as I'm doing that. So I'm going to do that. I typically follow about 20 people a day, nothing crazy on Instagram, because I do try and track it and then go back later and unfollow, but we will talk about that on a different day. So that is Instagram. I also, for both Facebook and Instagram, I will sometimes go to one of my friends' page. And so one of my best friends, I will go through their people, and a lot of times it's people that I do know myself but don't have them on my own social, so I'll add them through that. So either mutual friends on Facebook or looking through Instagram too. And then luckily on Facebook you have the suggested people, so I just go through there and I kind of make sure, can you tell if they're a Beachbody coach? If so, I keep moving. If they do something different with another health and wellness company, there's not an all-encompassing company like Beachbody, and the fact that we have health, we have supplements, we have workouts, we have cleanses, we have, the list goes on and on. So if they might be in health and wellness, they may not have their own fitness routine. And I've had a lot of people come to me for just that purpose. So I would still make sure you're inviting and you can connect with those types of people too. And then other than that, like I said, going through your friends and seeing anyone who could be mutual, or you might be connected through them. And so that would be a great gateway. And once you do, then either follow these people on Instagram or friend request them if they follow you back, or if they accept your friend request. Then what I'm always going through and doing on Instagram, you can look at your followers and that will tell you your most recent followers at the top. And so I will send them a message and I make it personalized. I use their name. I say something along the lines of, thanks for following me, or I'm glad we can connect on social. I'm always glad to find other positive, like-minded people. And then I ask how their day is, or, if they're on a health and fitness journey too. So something along those lines. And then I always invite them to watch my stories if they do respond, and then we'll have a conversation and I'll just say, check out my stories for health tips and tricks on health and fitness. And I'll ask if they're on their own journey, and then we can kind of have that conversation. You have to kind of determine how you connect with people. So if you would rather someone talk to you and get to know you, have a personal conversation about your dog, your horses, your kids, if that's something that you would be attracted to more so, then I feel like that's how you should invite. But with me, I'm just cut to the chase. You're in my inbox. I don't know you. What do you want? So that's kind of how I approach people as well. So I would definitely say trial and error. We can always go over invites and follow-ups and verbiage on a one-on-one basis, because I know at first it kind of can be difficult to know what to say, but you can always revisit that training in the back office as well, because I felt like it was a great starter message. It just needs to be more personalized to you and the other person. So that is a little bit on invites, follow-ups, and growing your social media. Other than that, we will go ahead and implementing from here, and you'll want to use your business activity tracker that you should have downloaded yesterday and learned about yesterday. And you're just going to go ahead and go through. You're going to do your invites, your follow-ups. You won't have any follow-ups today, but what I would suggest is inviting off of the post that you posted for the first time. So anyone who has liked it, you'll want to go ahead and start posting to your stories so that people can get to see you, get to hear you. That's really how people get to know you, because anyone can sit behind a screen and post a picture of themselves and some words. But when people get to see your face and you interacting, that's how they really get to know your personality. So you will want to go ahead and follow that. And then once you've completed it for the day, we're going to each day be posting a screenshot of our business activity tracker, or a picture if you use a physical copy, in the comments for accountability. So that is what we're going to be doing moving forward. If you have any questions on this piece, definitely reach out. I know it can be kind of the most nerve-wracking piece, but at the same time, my thoughts are, I love this. I've loved what it's done for me. I want to share it with other people. I want to help change their lives. I want to help make them feel like I have through this process. So I never feel weird about it anymore. And honestly, I've grown to love it the most out of what I do. So hopefully that helps. And let me know if y'all have any questions.